This week, Siskel and Ebert review Jack Nicholson as a legendary union leader in Hoffa. Nick Nolte and Susan Sarandon fight to save their child in Lorenzo's oil. And an English comic becomes the world's biggest movie star in Chaplin.
Jack Nicholson plays the abrasive Teamsters boss Jimmy Hoffa in Hoffa, one of 5 new movies we'll be reviewing this week on Siskel and Ebert, and we'll also review other major holiday pictures, including Chaplin and new movies starring Susan Sarandon, Nick Nolte, and Ice-T. I'm Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times.
And I'm Gene Siskel of the Chicago Tribune. Our first film is Hoffa, a film that owes as much of its appeal to Jack Nicholson's performance as the feisty, corrupt labor leader as to Danny DeVito's direction. Jimmy Hoffa built the truck-driving Teamsters into America's largest and most powerful labor union by traditional methods, strikes and solidarity, and also by working deals with mobsters to give him juice against corporate America. He served time in the slammer for jury fixing. He was a man, obviously, of great contradictions. This film is weakest, I think, in its opening scenes of heroic labor actions led by the young James R. Hoffa. Everything looks too pretty.
We are going to hold together in good order, and we are going to get what we came down here for!
But the movie gets rolling when Hoffa begins making deals with mobsters. Together, they'll develop a pension fund for corrupt investments.
Questa è la questione.
This is the question.
Perché non ammazzo questo?
Why shouldn't he kill you?
Se fosse nel posto mio, cosa faresti?
He said if you were in his place, what would you do?
Tell him he gives me a cup of coffee, I'll answer his questions.
In a fascinating subplot, we see Hoffa combat his longtime nemesis, Robert Kennedy, here as Attorney General. Bobby wants to put Jimmy behind bars.
The Justice Department has plenty on you, Mr. Hoffa.
You don't impress me, and your office don't impress me, and your family don't impress me. Bunch of rum runners. And I don't need $300 million, and my brother elected president will whop your ass.
Director DeVito also plays Hoffa's right-hand man in the film, here pleading with Hoffa's golf-playing replacement Frank Fitzsimmons to help spring Jimmy out of jail. The golf course setting is a far cry from Hoffa's world of violence-plagued strikes.
I looked for you over at the office. They told me you were here.
How's Jimmy?
Well, Fitz, you'd know if you went to see him.
How is he?
You got to get him out. He's not well. He's not doing well. You got to get him out of there.
And there we see some of the tragic arc of the American labor movement from the picket line to the golf course for the executives in the labor movement. Nicholson's performance is really quite amazing in the film also. He has the heft and stolid quality of Hoffa down pat, and I give DeVito a lot of credit for not romanticizing Hoffa too much. He was effective and corrupt, and both qualities are given play here. I liked his film, Hoffa.
I liked it too. I was amazed to find that it didn't take me any time at all to adjust to Jack Nicholson as Hoffa. Usually when you have a big star, it takes you 5 or 10 minutes to figure, okay, this is the person he's playing.
The opening image is perfect.
He was Hoffa from the first shot. And another thing I liked about DeVito's work and the screenplay by David Mamet is that they didn't try to turn this into a standard biopic. Here was a man who lived and breathed and died labor, and it's amusing in a way that there's almost just a tiny aside to indicate that he even had a wife and a daughter. He has no domestic life. He's always out there with the cigarettes and the coffee and the cigars and the closed room and the deals and the negotiations. It's all he cared about.
Now, did you have the same reaction I had to the 2 parts of the film, the more rough and tumble corrupt era, if you will, the more modern era, and then the old-time stuff? Didn't you think that was old-fashioned?
Well, of course, some of the old-time stuff is going to be picturesque. You have those old trucks, and you have the old signs for the gas stations and the old brand names and so forth. But no, it seemed to me that even at the beginning, all it was a lot of, for him, a lot of real hard work. It's hard to see how Jimmy Hoffa, at any point during this film anyway, had very much fun with what he was doing.
Oh, I think he liked his feisty quality. I think he loved it.
Well, it's a good movie.